Hello, everybody. Sorry, I was in the chat saying hello to some people. How's everybody doing today, August 17th, a Monday? Just like any other Monday it's been in the last several months. So, hey, any chance I can use that, I'm going to do it. So we have a special guest with us today, a very smart gentleman. Knows his stuff about coins and collectibles and ephemera and probably more stuff than you could count. So I invited him on to just to chat, to do we do our interview thing so everybody gets to know each other. You could put a face to a name. And thank you everybody for coming in to the show. So without further ado, let's welcome Deldon, the 9-pound hammer.
Boom shakalaka.
What's happening?
A whole lot. Just sitting here doing eBay.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been actually doing some eBay myself. Getting back into it again. I've been gone from it for so long. So you're in Texas, right?
Yep, Fort Worth.
A lot of people I've talked to are in Texas. Seems like Texas and Florida are the hotbed for resellers.
There's a lot of us.
And is it a common thing that just because you live in Texas, you have to carry a weapon?
You don't have to, but it's our God-given right. So
it's true, but I mean, even the women, like Kim was saying, I carry all the time. Really?
Yep.
I just find it shocking to me that they would talk about it. So, oh yeah, you got to carry. The only time I think of carrying is when I go to the bins in Orlando. Then you got to carry.
I wouldn't go. I don't do the bins.
Oh my God!
I'm not going to fight for leftovers. I mean,
yeah, the bins, man, they'll rip it out of your hand. What are you doing? Oh, sorry, no speak English.
Yeah, don't comprende.
Right. So let's just say hello to a few people. Got Rosie's Closet in the house. We had a long talk with her last week, and I guess today's her birthday. So happy birthday, Crystal. 2 hip chicks. I was trying to write in the two hip chicks in one.
Yeah.
The old Doublemint Spearmint gum commercial. Didn't print right though. Lisa's in the house. Don't tread on me. That's New Hampshire, right?
No, that's one of our founding flags.
Right, but that's what they use in New Hampshire. I'm pretty sure you'll find that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You see that a lot here.
Oh, okay.
And then the come and take it.
Sharon's here. Oh, she does. Her dog does not like the Vincent Price laugh. So I have to stop and be nice. But I just can't help it. Marrakesh 7 is here. How you doing? He's here. Jacob, hi. Welcome in. Welcome in.
There's a lot of new names I've never seen before, but I haven't really been on the YouTube in a couple months.
Hey, reseller man. Yeah, that's the same thing for me. I was on. Funny thing, I'm usually in bed at 9 o'clock, but I'm up at I'm usually at Dunkin' Donuts by 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning with the dog. And the last couple of days I've been staying up late going into some of these chats. And man, these people will stay up for hours and just talk about nothing.
Yeah.
But there's people in the chat, I have no clue who they are and stuff. No clue at all. But I just started to meet people. Thank you. Thank you, Buying Space.
Hello, Myra.
So one of the last videos I saw from you, you bought out a thrift store.
Yeah.
For some ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, an entire thrift store that was like walking into a hoarder's place. I mean, there was a path, but that was about it. Like, and it was stacked, wall to wall, floor to ceiling.
To the public?
Yeah.
Open?
Yep.
Wow.
And I walked in and she had, she's like, grab a tote, fill a tote for $10. Everything's got to go. And I said, well, how much for everything? And she said, honey, if somebody gave me $700, I'd hand them keys and walk away if it was my choice, but it's not my decision. I said, well, whose decision is it? She's like, well, I'm partners with my daughter and my husband. I said, well, why don't you give them a call and see what they say? And then, so she sent them text messages, and then I got to look into the stuff, and it was just so deep. There was just so much of it. She said, she hollered at me across the way. She's like, my husband and daughter said, okay, $700, it's yours. I said, well, I appreciate it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if she'll take 700, she'll take less.
Yeah.
And I said, I appreciate it, but it's going to cost me a couple grand just in labor to get all of this stuff out of here. I said, so I'd be a buyer at 500. And so she called her husband back, and she had him on speakerphone, and she said he'd buy at 500. And her husband said, you'd be a damn fool if you didn't take it.
Oh,
So there was like 3 or 4 other people in the store, like filling up their totes, right?
yeah.
So I gave her my credit card. She swiped my $500, and I made like $40 right there from the people because the stuff immediately became mine. And then I made $500 within 3 hours of buying out the place just on other stuff. And then we did an auction that night, and we probably made $1,500 just on the video games and CDs and DVDs that were in there just that first weekend.
Nice. So I know we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We're putting the proverbial cart before the horse. Hello, Cajun Roots. Thanks for coming in. So how did this all begin? How did the 9-pound hammer begin? I see in your bio you've done a lot of different things. You were a diamond grader.
Yeah, I went to the American School of Jewelry in Sunrise, Florida, and got my certification in diamond grading.
And is that before you became an auctioneer, a licensed auctioneer?
Yeah, I got my diamond grading. I went to school in 2011. So I was 2011. I went to auctioneer school in 2013. And that's where I got the nickname the 9-pound hammer. There's I went to the Missouri School of Auctioneering, which is the Harvard of auction schools, as they build themselves as. And all of the auction teachers are all professional auctioneers, and 3 of them are world champion auctioneers.
Wow.
To include Ron Kreis. And we were up there, and they put you up in front of all your classmates or whatever, and you do mock auctions.
Yeah.
And I would slam, when I'd say sold, I slam the gavel down. And he's like, son, you slam that gavel like it's a damn 9-pound hammer. And so that everybody then started calling me 9-pound hammer in auction school. So it just kind of stuck.
That's cool. Not for nothing too, but I went to Harvard.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
So it's only in Cambridge. I mean, I went. They wouldn't let me in, but I mean, at least I went. So I guess so were you a certified gemologist?
No, I only studied diamonds. I didn't study any of the other stones. I mean, I know quite a bit about them, but like, I'm just certified in grading diamonds. I mean, I could grade another gemstone, but it's diamonds are a little easier because they're clear and they're supposed to be.
Right.
It's just, there's different hardnesses, and they all come up on the spectrograph a little different. But yeah, diamonds are kind of my niche.
So then you did the auctioneer thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved your auctions because you always had these cool coins that you would come across. And
I have
so much about them.
Coin collection. I mean, coins and watches have been the thing I've been passionate about since I was a little kid. I mean, my grandfather was a watchmaker and a jeweler. or one of my grandfathers. And my mom and dad had antique store, thrift store, baseball card stores, growing up as a kid. So I was just kind of in it. But my coins, when I was 8, so 1982, my step grandfather had lost his Masonic ring somewhere in the yard. He had cancer and he had lost a lot of weight, and he was somewhere and he lost his Masonic ring.
Oh, wow.
So he went down to Radio Shack or some electronic store or whatever, and bought a metal detector, and he fiddled with it, and he couldn't figure it out, I guess. And he literally threw it to the side onto the couch, and I was sitting over there playing with Legos or something. He's like, "You figure this damn thing out." So I fiddled around with it, and I went out in the yard, found about 2,000 of the old pull tab beer tab. And one of the very first coins I ever found. Now, this is in Petersburg, Illinois. Petersburg also was surveyed, and one of the founders was, or one of the plot founders, I guess, was Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln grew up in New Salem State, which is now New Salem State Park, just 3 miles outside of Petersburg. But Abraham Lincoln actually did the surveying for Petersburg.
Yeah.
So, so it kind of give you the age of the town. But anyway, so one of the first coins I found was an 1832 large cent.
Wow.
So I was 8 years old. I found a coin that was 150 years old, and it was worth like $20 at the time. And instantly I became, in my mind, a millionaire and archaeologist. So I've been a coin hound and hunting coins for ever since.
Wow. And then eventually, I guess you started buying storage units.
Yeah, that came later. I started buying storage units. I bought a few like back in the late 90s. My mom and dad were friends with a guy who had the U-Haul storage facility in the town I grew up in, and he would just call my mom and dad and be like, "Hey, I got these storage units, $50 a piece. You can have them."
Wow.
So mom and dad bought a few, and then I bought a few, and that's kind of how that. And looking back, I realized he had probably already went through and taken anything, because we never found anything of great value in any of those. But
okay.
We found enough stuff to put in the stores, and eBay started coming. eBay came out in 96 or 97, and I started on that literally probably a couple months after it launched.
Yeah.
Like Dan Aykroyd was doing commercials for eBay back then.
Wow. So
you don't have to have me on full screen, Paul.
Well, I just, I'd love to get it where I could be small and you could be big, but it only allows me to do that.
Oh, that's okay. You can see all my mess, all the board games and stuff.
Okay. So, you became an auctioneer, and then what path did you take? What were you auctioning real estate?
No. I got my auctioneer's license, and I was still traveling because I was with a company I can't legally mention due to my separation with them. What do they call it? My non-disclosure, I guess.
Okay.
When I left, there are certain things you're not supposed to reveal. But my former boss at the time was called me and said, "Hey, why don't you come to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we'll open an auction barn together." So we did, and that was going pretty good. Actually, it was doing really well. And then Christmas Eve in 2014, I had 3 warehouses. We were paying about $15,000 a month in rent.
Wow.
And my landlord called me Christmas Eve. I'm getting ready to sit down with my folks. And he called and said, "Hey, Deldon just when are you guys going to pay rent for January?" And I was like, "You'd have to talk to my business partner. I said, handles all our money. He's our CE or CFO. I said, I get my weekly paycheck and he pays all the bills and everything. He's like, okay, that'd be great. By the way, he hasn't paid your rent since April.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that cost me literally, because we would do an estate sale and the money would go in the bank. And then the next week I'd do another estate sale and he'd take that money, I guess, and pay off another one. And it was ugly.
Wow. So you did estate sales. Did you have a big team when you did estate sales?
I had about 9 people working for me. And then we also had a discount warehouse where I'd buy truckloads of, open box returns from Walmart and Macy's and Target.
Wow.
And we opened up a discount warehouse where people come in and we had shelves. We'd put stuff up and we'd ask like 60% of retail if it was still in the box and everything was there. So
that's
did really well with it.
Yeah, no, I asked about estate sales because my wife and I had to do an estate sale of our rental that we had. We had an Airbnb. And when the world collapsed, we had it booked solid through July. So of course I don't think they still have not opened up international flights. So of course the first week in March, everybody canceled. For one thing, they couldn't come here. And the other thing, everybody was scared. Plus there's no theme parks open. It just opened. So I said to my wife, this is probably as good a time as any to sell it. And we had to do an estate sale because everybody that wanted it for their own, not for a rental.
Yeah.
So what a job. I can't imagine doing estate sales every week. I mean, putting the stuff together, cleaning it up, pricing it, researching the price if you don't know what the hell it goes for, staging it, and then dealing with the people and, how much is this? It's $3. I'll give you $1. No, it's $3. Goodbye.
Well, my sales were estate auctions.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I mean, we did do estate sales. I do estate sales now, but and that's a giant pain in the butt if you're not prepared for it. Yeah. But so mine were estate auctions.
Okay. I can't see how you have to have a big team to do that thing week after week after week. It's a big job.
Yeah.
Big job. But
it's not for the weak-willed, that's for sure.
No, or the people with bad backs. So then now are we up to thrift store or?
So I was on medical leave at the last quarter of last year. And one of my former coworkers / managers took me out called me up and said, "Hey, what are you doing these days? You want to get together and have lunch?" I was like, "Yeah, I can go meet you for lunch." So he was our old youth. So that's Bob.
Baseball Bob.
Baseball Bob. Yep. So, he called me up and his whole idea is when I worked for Audi, he was our used car director. Yep. He wanted to take me out to lunch because he wanted me to come work for him again. And so we were talking at lunch and I was planning on just doing my own thing at the first of the year. And, so we had our lunch and then he wanted to get together again the following week. And because I wasn't sold on selling RVs, that's what he was doing at that point. Was he had gone to selling giant motorhomes and whatever.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to go do my own thing. I said, "You want to go into business with me?" And he said, "You know what? After our last meeting, I was thinking the same thing." So that's what we did. leased our building, our property. We got like 2 acres. We got 2 buildings, about 8,000 square feet of warehouse, about 3,500 square feet of showroom. So we decided to open up. Initially, our plan was an antique mall, and then we decided to just do an antique/thrift store. And so we loaded the place up and we didn't even really have a grand opening. We were running a soft opening for the first 2 weeks, and with plans on doing a big grand opening the 1st of April. And 9 days later, COVID happened. And then I have my own opinions on COVID and everything. So the county sheriff came out and forced me to close 9 days after the pandemic hit. And then I was like, shit, what do I do? I mean, I got my entire life savings wrapped up into this. And I was like, and I had been on, Myra mentioned Dwayne Hale MSP auctions. Yeah. I did a couple of those over the last 3 years, just guest appearing, selling jewelry jars and other things that I had. And I said, you know what, the auction thing might be it. I'm a licensed auctioneer, so I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I'm somewhat of an expert in coins, watches, jewelry, guitars, toys, ephemera. I mean, I've done everything. Why not? So I cleaned out our store, literally anything of any significant value, and we auctioned it off. Wow. Anything big we put on Facebook Marketplace, but yeah.
Wow. So then you bought that other thrift store that we were talking about at the beginning?
Yeah, I bought that. When did I buy that? I bought that, I guess, in May.
But did you keep it as a going concern, or did you?
No, it took. I got a 20-foot trailer, and I think we made 9. We filled that thing up 9 times.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and we didn't take everything. I mean, there was still another trailer full of stuff that we left. That, like, my warehouses are busting at the seams. Like, I couldn't put anything else in my warehouse if I wanted to.
Damn. But it was a good score.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've made 10 times my money on it already, and I still got 90% of the inventory. I mean, so now our thrift store isn't really open as a thrift store right now. On Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, we got 2 acres, so we turned it into a flea market, and we don't charge anybody. So if people want to come out and set up, we let them for free, and because the more people we have out there in the field,
the more people come into your store.
More people come in. And so,
and then you make all your money on the concessions, the popcorn, and
we don't have concessions yet.
No, I'm just kidding. That's like AMC movie theaters is open up 15 cents, but of course the buttered popcorn is going to be $10.
Right. But so that's what we got going on that, and then so we're open Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays for the flea market, and that's how we've been. And then we also have, eBay, obviously.
Right.
So we're keeping our head above water barely, but it's Bob wants me to start doing YouTube auctions again. And I've talked to a few other people. It's like in the last 2 weeks, literally, I probably had 7 or 8 people message me and ask me if I'm going to do more videos and if I'm going to do more auctions. And
yep. Now, if anybody that hasn't seen, Deldon does more than just your standard YouTube auction videos. I particularly like the one, and I can't imagine the pain in having your eyebrows, whatever that string thing was.
Yeah, I did have my eyebrows threaded.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, it was
pulling out my eyebrows with the string.
That hurt.
Yeah, you jumped quite a few times there.
Well, and then afterwards, which we didn't film, we went right next door to the body waxing place.
Yeah,
and I was going to get my entire body waxed and film that too.
Oh damn!
For another video, But they, due to COVID or whatever, they weren't taking new custom walk-ins. You had to schedule an appointment and had to bring your like test results or whatever with you. And I was like, well, I'm not doing all that.
I can't. For one thing, they wouldn't have enough wax for my body, and for another thing, can you imagine how itchy it would be just growing back?
Oh yeah, I don't know how women do it, but I was gonna do it for grins, you know.
Wow. Yeah, I could never. I could once. I think I had my wife take the hair off my back, but I used that Nair stuff.
Yeah.
But growing back,
I used Nair on my head one time, and that was a mistake.
Really?
Because it blistered and burnt, and
wow.
my head was like purple from like chemical burn for like a month. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Well, thanks for everybody for coming in. Addicted to Hustle, Jerry, Wolf Toy, Melanie. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Pages, Angel, thanks for coming in. NASCAR Man, thank you. Most of you in here probably already know Deldon, the 9-pound hammer. I've been trying to get him to come on the show now for a while because he is extremely knowledgeable about ephemera, old coins, and a lot of stuff. And his videos are really cool. And so we're just talking about that and getting to know how he got started in it, because he is a licensed auctioneer also. So yeah, man, I would love to go on and have an auction with you sometime and get January house and
that would be fun. I love Mike. Mike is awesome.
Yeah, Mike's a cool guy. But yeah, I mean, I have gone nuts lately going to local auctions, and I got to the point now where I just can't buy anything else. I have to sell whatever I have.
Yeah. That's the problem is there's really no live auctions here right now still.
Okay.
So that's I mean we're setting up one of our barns. I mean once we get the go ahead, then we're gonna go full bore, because I got one whole warehouse is nothing but like larger like items from storage units, like bed sets. I mean just any piece of furniture you can imagine. So we sell quite a bit of it at the flea market, but what we'd like to do is we're busting at the seams right now. I got more stuff than I can deal with.
Right.
So we're hoping by October we can actually have like a full on-site auction.
Yeah.
I can blow out one whole warehouse and just empty it out, and then we can start buying some more storage units.
Are the storage where you are the storage units back in full swing?
They're scattered, and they're generally mostly all online. I haven't been to a live auction yet in a while. I couldn't give you an exact date, but most of them are all online, and most of them go for more money than what they're worth.
Right. KT Treasures says, how do we get a hold of you to look at a coin we got? And do you believe it's called grade them? Maybe she means, would it be worth being graded?
A coin to be graded really needs to have some intrinsic value. Like I got a stack of coins that are graded that they're worth probably 50, 70 bucks. But by the time you pay your shipping, your insurance, and the grading process, you got 50 to 70 bucks in it.
Right.
So, I mean, some coins aren't worth getting graded. But I mean, you can email me, you can contact me through my YouTube channel, or my email here. I'll just put my email address in the chat here.
Addicted to Hustle said, I went to a live estate auction 2 weeks ago. The people overpaid, paying retail, it seemed. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I went to one a few days ago, and you could buy stuff cheaper on eBay than you could at the estate sale.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people are just scrambling for inventory. It's
Yeah.
like gun stores. I went gun shopping this past weekend and nobody has anything.
Really?
Everybody sold out of ammunition, and the price of guns have tripled. So
Wow.
that was one thing Bob and I had talked about, applying to get our FFL license
Really?
to, put in our store. But I mean, everything has tripled and quadrupled in price. It's just not, it's cost prohibitive at this point.
Wow. I have a 357 I've never shot.
Really?
And my wife bought it for me 35 years ago.
You've never shot it?
Never shot it.
Have
No.
you got, do you have your carry license or anything?
No. And then I tried to get my license to carry a long time ago, and you want to talk about racial stuff, boy. The police, and I had two businesses in the town,
Yeah.
and the police chief was Irish and I'm Italian, so you can just imagine how that went. Yeah, no, I never did. Last time I went home, my son has his, of course, being in the military and everything.
Yeah.
So he said, let's go to the range. And he takes me and my wife, and he pulls out his rifle. That's like, wow, did you use this in boot camp? Like, why do you have to have this? Because I can?
Yep. My house is an armory.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You can't move 5 feet in my house and not have access to something.
Wow.
I got hidden stashes all over.
Damn.
And I'm at the end of a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And the funny story is one of my neighbors up the street is they're lesbian couple. And June was Pride Month or whatever, right? So they had their American flag that was the rainbows with the American, with the stars and stripes. And then they had like some other stuff on their house or whatever celebrating gay pride. And some other person in the neighborhood we have a Facebook page for our subdivision. And some lady she wasn't complaining about it, but she said, first they just had the pride flag. It wasn't the pride American flag. It was just the pride flag, just the rainbow. And this lady said, according to HOA bylaws, only U.S. flags, military flags, and the flag of Texas can be flown in our subdivision. And everybody's like, why are you making this a big deal? And then one of the ladies said, oh, probably because of our flag. And I had taken pictures of some of the stuff that I have acquired. And some of my toys, you could say.
Yeah.
And some people have commented about if shit hits the fan, they know what house they're coming to for protection.
Yeah. If we get attacked by zombies.
And so I told I made a comment on the post. I said, I'll hang any flag I want to on my house, and I dare someone to come take it down. I double dog dare you. And yeah, everybody kind of chuckled about that. So,
wow.
I have lots of blades, Myra, but I don't have as many as I used to. I sold a lot of them. We bought that storage unit that we had over 700 pocket knives in, and we sold most of those. But here's what my cup says, Myra.
So what's coming up for the 9-pound hammer?
I got
working on that warehouse auction thing.
Yeah, we're trying to get that straightened up. We've really picked up eBay quite a bit. I don't know if I'm going to do much YouTube. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I pride myself on being a man of integrity and honesty, and I represent stuff and present stuff to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Yep.
And I don't need drama in my life, and YouTube is I mean, you and I were talking before we started.
Yep.
I mean, I have people messaging me saying, "Oh, so and so is saying this about you in another auction," and whatnot. And like, there was one in particular lady who has changed her YouTube name about 4 times because she likes to stir up a bunch of stuff. But she said she made a comment in another auction how she was never going to buy from me again because I knew she wanted an item and I jacked the price on it. And it was a lot of military pins, battalion pins.
Yep.
Actually, I have them in my closet here. I paid $100 for these pins from Chad, the Golden Finger Picker. I don't
know who that is.
Okay. He's got like 40, 50,000 subs. He's a good buddy of mine. He's in Florida. I paid $100 for these pins on his auction. So I was presenting these. I hadn't set a price or anything yet, and she bid $50. And I was like, I appreciate that, but these have to start at $100 because when I do my auctions, I don't. I want people to get a good deal, but it's a business. I'm here to make money as well.
Yeah, definitely. Can't lose money.
So I hold them up, and she's already bidding 50. I'm like, well, I appreciate that, but I need at least $100 to start. So she bids $100, and it goes back and forth. I think it goes to 150. She wins them, and then I think everything is fine. Well, the very next day, another auction is happening, and she's commenting to other people that are in my auction how I ripped her off and she'll never buy from me again. So they sent me screenshots. I went back and watched the whole thing, and I immediately went to PayPal. I refunded her money. I blocked her from my channel, and then she started stuff with Funky Fluffy, and then with what's their name? I haven't been on YouTube in like 2 months, so I forget some people's names. But she started stuff with Storage Legends, and I don't need cancerous people in my life.
Right.
Like people like that, I have no room for them. I'm here to, and I try and be everybody's friend. Like there's not a person that has been on my YouTube. If somebody doesn't like me, fine, great. You know what? Talk to me. Tell me what I can do to rectify the situation. Because I don't ever want to be a guy that people like, oh, I can't stand that son of a bitch. Okay, well, I'm sorry. But I just don't need that type of BS in my life.
Right.
So,
I know exactly, because you know what I went through. I mean, somebody filed a complaint against me with the state, and I put a video out with a mean-looking face, and I said, hey, go ahead, try to stop me. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, because I knew I already got an approval.
Yeah, for the auction license or whatever.
Yeah. And people saw the video. Well, just 2 people. One blocked me from her Facebook page. She says, Paul, this is hate. We don't do hate in this group. And I said, I'm actually combating hate. I'm continuing my journey. And, I said, this is what well, if you think that, then you're totally screwed up in the head. Block. So it's all right. I don't need you.
People just look for a reason to be offended anymore.
Yeah, but
January house is in the house. What's up, Mike?
Excuse me, but there is a ton of drama, and what I don't understand about YouTube drama is the hits. People thrive. They go to it. They flock to it. The hits on the videos, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 watches. I mean, they want the soap opera, I guess. They want the YouTube soap opera, when most of us are just trying to make a living, be honest and ethical and everything, but they want, somebody took my toy. And
I started Facebook not even to make, or YouTube not even to make money. I just thought to be comical. Like my first few videos, like, I mean, when I do a video that's not alive, like I'm a jackass. I try and be funny. I try and get people to laugh. You know, I have a different sense of humor, I guess, than some, but I'm not everybody.
I do that all the time. I'm the same way. I always try to bring in. I always tell people, even when I'm a real estate broker too, and when I had my office and all my agents, and I would tell them, you know, hey, if you can't have fun at work, what good is doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
So you got to have fun. You know, you got to like what you're doing.
Yep.
But now let me just change the pace here a little. We have like 25 people in here and a half a dozen in Facebook. If you're on and addicted, I offend some people with my Krispy Kreme video where I was giving away donuts to be nice and generous. People are, like Deldon says, people are always going to find something.
Yep.
But we have 25 people here, half a dozen in Facebook. If you're in the Facebook side, come over to YouTube and join us. And please, when you're in, hit the thumbs up for me, please. Subscribe, you know, every time I go on. So the people that are in here, what can you tell the 9-pound hammer? How can we convince him to get back on YouTube and back doing auctions again? I offered to come on and have him come on with me, and I'm sure Mike would join us, which would probably be a kick-ass auction. But what can we say? Put it in the chat. What can we say to convince Deldon to come back to YouTube and start doing those auctions? Because he has some cool stuff. I don't know if you still have coins and you had a ton of knives. I don't know what's left out of your inventory.
Anything that's the thing is like anything that I lost so much money on the last. I lost over $900 on my last 2 auctions.
Yep.
Just on shipping, because I offered free shipping. So anything that I know is worth any significant money, I just put it on eBay right now. Like I don't know that I want to do another auction anymore. It's
Well, start reading the chat.
What?
Just don't worry about others. Just love what you're doing. Reseller man. Just simply let him know that he is awesome. 2 hip chicks. Come on Wednesday's open auction and have fun with the gang. She's referring to what I do on my Wednesday show. Is I call it Swap Meet Wednesday.
Yeah.
Anybody come on, sell 1, 2, or 3 items, and do it fast paced. And yeah, we try to have fun with it. Even without being prompted that I love, scroll back up, even without being prompted that I loved his auctions, very first one too, and they were great. First time I've seen you and heard you, and I am so impressed you already subscribed. Yes, please subscribe to Deldon, subscribe to everybody, each other, so we can build each other's numbers. Poor baseball Bob needs direction in his life.
Myra loves baseball Bob for some reason.
And he's not here to defend himself. Don't let other people dictate what you do. There will always be drama, and people will always judge you no matter what. I learned that the hard way, too. Yes, loved your auctions, Deldon. So you have support out there. You have people that will join it. Mike said he'll join in. We need to get you back on. Even if it's a late night and we all have a little libation with us. But yes, we need to get you back on here doing auctions. And even if we're the thank you, Buying Space. Even if we're the odd man out doing, being the ethical ones and drama free. It can be frustrating with drama and negativity from others, but build up positivity, right? Right. Yeah, I just that's why I kind of went solo. I'll do a couple of days with Jerry. I'll do Jerry's Wolf Toy. I'll do a couple of days with with Dolly, and I try to stay away from the other stuff, and I don't feed into it. Lately, what I've been doing, Deldon, is I've been going on to some of these. Mike says people are having auctions without libations. I've been going on to chats, and like you said, there's a lot of names in here I don't recognize. I was on a couple just the other night, and I didn't recognize 90% of the people in the chat. A little light, yeah. Yeah, so you could see there's a need. There's a need for the 9-pound hammer on YouTube.
I don't know.
You'll think about it. I mean, you got time, you know. Set aside an hour or two here and there. Doesn't have to be late. Like I tend to.
Here's the other thing too is like when I do an auction, I want quality merchandise.
Right.
I don't want to just have a lot of hats, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Just to have a lot of something to sell. I want it to be something that people desire, want, that creates an energy, that creates a want and desire, which then in turn I can make money on. Right. I mean, I don't want to do an auction where I've spent 4 hours and either I've lost money or I've broken even. I mean, because some people do this for fun. This is my livelihood. This is the only thing I make money on. Like I don't have, like, this is my job. I don't have a regular daytime job or anything. And just to give stuff away just so people can see me on a computer screen, that, I mean, I'm not that narcissistic where I got to do it just to do it so people can see me.
Right. No, it's very true. It's very true. I am trying to build up mine because this has become, I want this to be an income stream for me. And I want the auctions. I'm hopefully going to, start making money at the auctions, but I'm not putting up stuff like you had. Like I'm more like I just bought these.
Oh, right on.
Because Dolly found these in a storage auction that she got. And I said, really? So I said, I'll take them.
How much are you selling the $5 for?
I'm not going to sell them. I have a box right now. It's 10 by 10 by 10. I've been collecting. Hello, Victoria. I've been collecting coins and proof sets and stuff now for about 5 years. And I'm just putting them away for my son.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a big box of everything that I've been collecting for him. And then I want to cement it shut and say, you're not going to open this until I'm gone. And I mean, past. So that's what I've been trying to do. But I've actually, when I got these look pretty good. So I was thinking of having them graded. Oh, really?
I mean, they're touching each other, so they're not going to grade anything fantastic. They're just going to be almost highest grade you're going to get is almost uncirculated. And like if you pull up like a 1959 AU58, it's going to be like $30, and you're going to pay $35 to get it graded.
Oh wow! Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. Who do you use to grade your coins in your doll? Like I just bought an uncut sheet of $2 bills today. I won an auction last night. Only 4 in the sheet.
Why would you do that?
It was a deal, and I never saw.
Did you pay less than $8 for it?
No, I didn't.
It wasn't a deal.
Really? Gee, thanks. Well, I thought it was good. but I'm not thinking of having that graded, but I do have some. Like I have a first day issue $2 bill with the stamp from the post office and everything. Beautiful, because I was working in Boston when that happened, and I got a few done.
You know what you can do with those?
Wallpaper.
You can take the $2 bill out, spend it as $2, and throw the envelope away because they made millions upon hundreds of millions of those just as a gimmick to try and generate income for the government. And I mean, they're
right. So now you're really bursting my bubble.
Yeah, I burst a lot. Like when I worked for the Roadshow, like that was my nickname, was the Crusher of Hopes and Dreams. Like people would come in and be like, "Oh, my grandpa said this buffalo nickel's worth $500,000,000," and I'd look at it and be like, "Well, it's not a 37D with 3 legs. It's worth about 25 cents. Have a nice life." And I actually literally, a lady called me the Crusher of Hopes and Dreams one day. She brought in some stuff for me to look at, and first she had like 3 or 4 boxes of stuff or whatever, and there was a bunch of stuff that just was gimmicky tchotchke stuff. And then she's brought up her great grandmother's antique what do you call it? Her antique flatware set. And so I looked at the flatware set, right? And I'm like, she's like, this is my great granny's, antique silver flatware set. And I'm looking at it like, here's a fork right here, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, were there multiple flatware sets? She's like, well, there's 3 of them each. Me and my sisters got one. I said, okay. I said, unfortunately, this one is stainless steel. It's not sterling silver. I said, she's like, you don't know what you're talking about. I was like, honey, right there. It says stainless, Oneida. And she's like, you're just trying to con me. You're just trying to be a snake oil salesman. I said, honey, I'm not trying to buy this from you. And then she wanted to argue with me. So I went to Walmart.com. I found the exact same pattern. I turned my laptop around and said, honey, I can buy this set for $18.83 at Walmart. I apologize. Maybe your sister's got the sterling silver, but unfortunately, this is not sterling silver. And she got all in a huff. So then she reaches down under her chair and she pulls up the shoebox. And she's like, well, you ain't never seen anything like this before. I'm like, okay. I take it off and it looked like a twig. It was brown. It was about that long. It looked like somebody had gone out into the yard and got a twig and put it in a shoebox. And I was like, what is this? And she's like, it's Elvis's poop. I was like, what? And there's literally like 300 people in the gallery waiting for us to look at their stuff.
Right.
She's like, it's Elvis's poop. And I wanted everybody to enjoy this conversation. So I spoke a little louder. I was like, how in God's holy name did you come across the fecal matter of the king of rock and roll? And she got real quietly, and then she goes, well, August 17th, 1971, I had a one-night stand with the king. And I was like, really? You want me to believe that you and your 3 teeth had a one-night stand with Elvis Aaron Presley, and then when he got done shagging you, he went to go drop a deuce. And then after he got done with that, you went in to freshen up your lady bits and were like, oh, there's a turd in the toilet. I'm going to fish it out with my bare hands and smuggle it out of Graceland in my purse. I'm going to sell it to some unsuspecting moron 50 years from now. Is that what you want me to believe? She's like, well, it happened. I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you have a real shitty collection. And she grabbed up her stuff and said, well, you ain't nothing but a big fat monster. You ain't nothing but a crusher of hopes and dreams. So evidently in 1971, you were a whore.
Oh, man.
So
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how I got the nickname.
Nice.
So she stormed off, and then other people brought their stuff out, and she's like, they're like, you're not going to crush my hopes and dreams, are you? I said, well, I don't know. You have Elvis's poop in a box? So it stuck.
So I'm going to have these graded. They didn't make millions of
Oh,
these.
my God, Paul.
No, I've seen them on eBay. People have them
Oh my
graded,
god!
and they're like going for 100.
I'm going to sell my toenail clippings on eBay then.
Oh, come on! You're busting my dreams here. You wouldn't have those graded if they're selling for over 100. He's checking, ladies and gentlemen.
Do what?
You wouldn't have those graded if they're selling for over 100.
I mean, it depends on who's grading them.
That's what I was asking. What company would you use to?
I use NGC and PCGS and Annex. Those are the only three that I'll use.
Okay. NGC, that's like CGC. That's one of their companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only three that are reputable.
Melanie says, "Oh my God, this sounds like a South Park episode where the parents are stealing each other's turds." Nice. I missed that episode. Kimmer's in the house. Hey, Kimmers.
What's up, Kim?
Just wanted to pop in and say love you and Deldon. I mean, you can't know that wasn't his poop.
You could if you had DNA test done on it.
Yeah.
I had another very similar story in Colorado Springs. A lady brought in a little plastic bag and put it on the desk, and she's like, "You might want to put gloves on." And I held it up in a plastic bag, I'm like, and just tossed it. I'm like, "What is that?" And she's like, "It's my IUD." I was like, "Why would you bring that to me and think that was of any value?" She's like, "It's got Kip Winger's DNA on it." What? Evidently, she was a groupie for the band Winger or whatever in the 80s. I'm like, you need Jesus, and you need to get the hell out of my show.
Oh, man. Unbelievable.
You'd be just absolutely blown away with the amount of stuff people bring in that they perceive as value.
I've seen a lot, and of course they don't show them all on the show and everything. But yeah, Gary Summers. He was the toy guy on there for a long time from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. I don't deal with toys much.
I've known him for a long time. But yeah, he would say the same thing, and like Melanie said, just because it's old doesn't mean that it's worth something.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's another thing too. Like in antique stores, I mean, we still get people come in and want to sell us their stuff at our store, and they have a sentimental attachment. I can't pay for your sentiment.
Right.
I can, and I have no problem showing people, look, this is what it sells for on eBay. This is fair market value. Well, this is worth a lot more than that. No, it's not. eBay is an open world marketplace. Anybody in the world can put something on eBay. Yep. And anybody in the world can buy it. If you think your trinket is worth $1,000, but 50 of them have sold in the last 2 weeks on eBay for $20, your perceived value is way off.
Right. Just like real estate.
You can't pay for sentiment. I don't care if your great granddaddy smuggled this pocket watch out of his anus out of a POW camp. Right. I can't pay you more than $15 for this non-functioning, non-gold pocket watch that's less than 21 jewels and in horrible condition and smells like poop because it was smuggled out of a POW camp in his anus.
Yeah. And it's the same thing as like real estate. The house across the street could sell for 100 and they say, I want 200 for mine. Well, why?
Yeah.
The kitchen's better. So, do you have more rooms? And Buying Space says, how is Kirby?
He's good. Kirby's good. He's still on his weight loss journey. He's lost 120 pounds. And
damn.
We're going to Las Vegas for his birthday. October 29th through November 2nd. So we're probably going to be doing some live streaming there. I did some live streaming in Montana once at my cousin's wedding a couple weeks ago.
Sorry.
I did a flight of 8, and I got smashed halfway through it.
Yeah.
Well, they brought our food, and so I didn't want to keep filming while I was eating. But by the time I finished it, I was.
How long of a drive was that?
About 20, right at 20 hours.
Oh, so it's just like going from here back home, 24
Yeah,
hours.
so I stopped in Colorado Springs on the way up, spent the night, and then I stopped in Pueblo, Colorado on the way back. And Pueblo, Colorado is the filthiest city in America.
Wow.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
So did you indulge in any of the edibles?
No.
No?
No. I've never been high in my life.
Okay. You never. So I'm talking about the stories and stuff, man. That would be the time to be like that.
Yeah, like I'm a giant fat man, so I don't need the munchies.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Wow. Well, hey, we're at an hour. I had a great time. I don't know about you, but I had a great time.
Oh, you stop at an hour?
I do. We can keep going if you want.
I mean, I'm used to like 4 and 5 hour live streams.
Oh, I only do an hour. That way nobody talks.
Get your hours up more to get monetized. The longer
I did get monetized about a month or so ago.
Oh, awesome.
I don't do anything with it, but you know, I don't want anybody talking about me saying, "Oh, he went over in his time into my time." So I try to.
January House says, "Let's ask Deldon some questions, like what he thinks about COVID, or Joe Biden, or no college football."
Oh boy, we can stay on if you want. I don't. It's all up to you. Guess you've never been
to a show, buddy.
So anybody? I didn't ask, but does anybody have any questions for Deldon? Put a question mark in front of the question and then after the question. And once again, thank you everybody for coming in. Please hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to each other so everybody can get monetized. Wolf, drop your link so I can sub. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's YouTube channelless, if that is such a thing.
I keep telling Bob he needs to start a YouTube channel. He's like, I got one. I just have no content.
Right. That's the same with everybody. They don't have any content. Buying space, we are working on that. Send your cards and letter to Deldon, the 9-pound hammer at
gmail.com.
What's the name of the thrift store? We'll have fan letters sent to you. Please do an auction. Please do another auction. Deldon, what do you think this fourth quarter will be like? Should we stock up on inventory?
I would say absolutely, because my eBay sales have been absolutely through the roof since COVID, and there's been it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It hasn't slowed down for me at all. So I would absolutely say stock up.
What kind of stuff are you selling?
I sell everything. I got storage units and estate sales. I sell clothes. I sell hats. I sell toys. I sell games and just crazy weird stuff. Like yesterday I sold it's like the control panel for an automatic sprinkler system from like 1978. It was still new in the box.
Wow.
Drill bit sharpeners, just puzzles. I sell a ton of puzzles.
But do you think with the current situation, and now it's going to be until the second week in September until they finalize more unemployment and the next COVID stimulus check, do you think that by Christmas there'll be a lack of people buying higher ticket items and more people going for low ticket items? Because
I think there's going to be an increase in people buying from resellers who have gently worn or pre-loved items, because people are going to want to get more for less. So they're going to be buying from us on eBay, auctions, and whatever to then repurpose, upcycle those gifts to give them for Christmas.
That's good. Put very well. Put very, very well. So you heard it there, folks.
But I'm not psychic, so I could be completely wrong. But
so everybody follow the dog around, pick up the poop, start selling yourself some Elvis poop. They'll never know unless they do a DNA test on it.
Right.
That story was priceless, man. I could see you telling a whole bar that story.
There was several times I would, because I have zero patience for ineptitude or lack of common sense or just flat out ignorance. I have zero patience for that.
Yeah.
And it's I've been not so nice sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think it's, what is it called? Because I'm like that. It's called being forward, straight to the point.
Shady. Oh my God, you're live.
Text in chat so I can tag you.
What?
I don't know. Text in chat so I can tag you, goof. You know that person?
Yeah, I know Shady.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, she was a good buyer of mine.
All right. Shady, we're trying to talk Deldon to coming back. Doing more auctions. We'll ease him into it. We'll get him on with me and Mike, and I'm volunteering. We'll ease into it. Like me, I hate.
She wants me to put something in chat. There we
go. Jerry says, like me, I hate people who try using stupid as an excuse.
Yeah, I bought some really good stuff from Jerry.
Yeah, he does have some good stuff. I've known Jerry for probably, 40 years, Jerry? He used to be in Massachusetts too, and now he lives with me down here in God's waiting room, as I call it.
God's waiting room.
That's what Florida is, God's waiting room. That's why I want to leave before.
That's awesome.
That's why I want to leave before God takes me. I feel like I got one foot out the door already.
That's funny.
I can tag you now. All right.
I love Texas.
So anybody else have any more questions for the 9-pound hammer? You're waiting. I'm fine with the heat. Yes, Paul, you should go to Paul should go to Texas. No Texas.
Texas is awesome.
If I start carrying, I'll have a problem. I was always taught at a young age, if you're going to pull it out, you're going to use it. So can't do that. What? I got one foot up my husband's ass. What does that mean?
You said you got one foot out the door, God's waiting room. She said she got one foot up her husband's ass.
Oh, God. Packy Magoo in the house. How you doing, Packy? I don't know you either, other than being in a chat with you when you donated something to somebody's cause, and I was on that show. But nice. Thank you for coming in. Of course, you must know the 9-pound hammer. Talking to Deldon, talking Texas, Elvis poop, coins, auctioneering. Yes, Shady, now I get it. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow. I only had one coffee today, which is not bad for me.
I'm still on my first coffee.
Yeah, but I had mine at 6 o'clock this morning.
I went to bed about 5:30.
Really? Oh, I can't do that. I remember the days when, all right, it's 11 o'clock. Should we go out? You know,
right?
You never went out before 10.
Is Mike still in here?
I think so. I would say so. I'm on my third cup. Wow.
I was going to do an auction, a charity auction, for ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yep.
My mom's oldest brother, my uncle Terry, passed away from Lou Gehrig's disease,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and then her uncle had Lou Gehrig's disease, and then one of my former coworkers at Audi Dallas has recently been diagnosed with it, and I was going to do a charity auction, but then all the stuff happened and whatever, and I just kind of walked away from YouTube for a while. So my mom is an artist, and so I'll just show you a couple of things she's done. She sent me 60 paintings.
60?
60 to auction off. Here's one of them.
So not watercolor.
No, she does watercolor, but all of these are like acrylic and oil. And then she does, this one is like one of my favorites. This is what she calls, or what's called texture painting.
Yes.
I don't know if you can.
Yep, I can see it.
But it's like, raised or whatever.
Yep.
She does that with hot glue.
Okay.
And then
I remember about 5 years ago, it was starting to get really hot where people would take prints, pictures, and add the 3D effect to the outlines and stuff. But I don't think they used hot glue. There was something that they used. But yeah, that's on the same idea. So you were going to auction those off for charity?
Yeah, we're going to, for the ALS Foundation. So
you want him in the dating pool? Are you sure you know this person?
Who?
She's shady.
I know her. She's down in San Antonio.
Melanie, you want him in a dating pool. Resin is badass. Okay. I'm finding him a wife as good as me.
I need a wife.
The Life and Times of Packy Magoo. Say that 4 times fast.
The Life and Times of Packy Magoo. The Life and Times of Packy Magoo.
So any other questions for the 9-pound hammer, Deldon? While we have him here, it's obvious, Del, people miss you not being on YouTube. 9-pound hammer, Paul Antonelli, he loves me. My husband is the thinner version of Deldon.
We look like brothers.
Oh, wow.
But so January House is here. You're here.
Yeah, I want your toys.
I will commit to.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mark this down. How long into the show are we? I can't even see the timer.
Hour, 15 minutes, and 15 seconds.
All right, go ahead. I will commit to
one auction.
One auction.
With you and Mike.
Okay. Continue.
So if you boys want to coordinate it, let me know.
All right. You heard it there, ladies and gentlemen.
And Red's Outpost Sharon says, I'm in Denton. I buy stuff for my stores, so please remember me. Well, Sharon, feel free to come out to my store.
Oh, Denton's, Texas?
Yeah, that's only like 25 minutes away.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Sharon, from what he's saying, he's got a ton of stuff. 2 warehouses full.
2 Hip Chicks says they went in on the auction.
Here we go. Here we go.
The more the merrier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, January house. I'll leave it all up to you. Send me the details. If you go on Myra, see, originally Myra didn't want her name being told. Buying space, Myra, whatever. I guess you're over that now. I don't know. If you could put Deldon's YouTube channel or Facebook page, he has the information on his thrift store there. So if anybody's in the area, if you're looking for stuff, if you're looking for another place to source for your eBay, your Amazon, your Mercari, Etsy, or whatever, if you have somebody even, an hour, 2 hours away, he's got a lot of stuff.
And I also do we have the flea markets on Thursday,
market.
Friday, and Saturdays. Anybody who wants can come set up for free. It costs absolutely nothing.
That is really cool.
We're trying to get it set up to where we get, it like right now we got about 5 people who come out every week, but we don't have anybody who's out there all 3 days.
Right.
And
that's very cool that you do that. What is the Facebook page? I think YouTube. She's going to put it in. If not, let me see if I can find it. Go ahead, continue.
So if anybody wants to come set up and sell, I mean, you probably do $200-$300 a day at least in sales. And that's what we probably average. Some days are bigger, some days are less.
Here is the YouTube page for the 9-pound hammer. And it talks about his store in there. I guess you can get in touch with him through Facebook Messenger too.
Yeah, if anybody wants to friend request me, I don't.
Because you could see all these people here. I think we've done very well with no drama. There never seems to be drama in my chat, which I'm very thankful for.
That's good.
It's probably because the chat is situated in God's waiting room, so they know God's looking over us, and there's no drama. So yeah, I'll get in touch with people, everybody, or whatever. Oh, we can even do it on a Wednesday because I do that swap meet Wednesday that people are starting to like.
Yeah.
And we could just do it for hours instead of just 1 hour. And just keep it going like a regular.
Oh, if I'm going to do a live stream auction, it's got to be at least 4 hours.
Okay.
I mean, we got to make it worth our time.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. January House said, Deldon, are you going to offer free shipping at our auction? Asking for a friend.
I mean, I always have offered free shipping, but I'll just start my prices at what I need to cover shipping.
I never offer free shipping. What I do is I tell everybody I combine shipping. I'm offended by all the beards in reselling. Wow. I just start my things at a good price where I know that at least I'm making $1, and then hopefully it goes, and then I put everything in a box, weigh it, find out where it's going, and that's what I charge them for shipping. And everybody seems to like it. I haven't had a...
Yeah, but I can't start my stuff off at $1.
No, I don't start it off at $1. In other words, if I'm selling this and I know that I bought it for $25, but I know it's worth $50, I'll start it at $40.
Yeah.
I'm just, making a...
Yeah, an analogy.
Paul, say a prayer, then read my comment. Oh, what did she say now? 2 hip chicks, no joke, all beard, no beaver? What the hell's that?
Oh, I love Shay. She's funny.
All beard, no beaver.
Because two hip chicks said that she's offended by all the beards in reselling. And Shady loves men with beards.
Oh, but no beaver. Is that like one of those drapes matched curtains thing?
Oh my God.
Is that one of those references? I don't know, man. I'm old. I don't know what the hell do I. She said beaver thing, so.
Oh my God.
LOL, dog. I'm offended by all the beards. Okay. I think I scared.
Okay, so we got you, me, Mike, and two hip chicks.
Two hip chicks.
So Wednesday.
And she says, Paul, yes. So I wasn't that far off.
So what Wednesday you guys want to do this?
I don't care, any Wednesday. Yes,
you could next Wednesday?
Sure. All right, we're firming this up, Mike. Are you in? Two hip chicks, are you in? What next Wednesday is? Today is 17.
So it'll be the 25th.
26th.
Oh, okay, yeah. Today I was thinking today's Tuesday.
Yep, this is a 2020 calendar I have. Jerry said he'd join in too. Yeah, definitely, Jerry. Make it a party. We'll charge admission. Paul, beaver is a euphemism for. I know. That's what I said. Yes, I'm in. Shady, Mom, Taco Tuesday. Can I be?
You get me on the channel and just goes down the shitter.
Yeah. Hey, at least it took over an hour for it to happen, right?
Well.
Hey, Dolly. Yes, Jerry. Dolly, you too. If you're not busy nursing.
What is she nursing?
She's a nurse.
Oh.
But she's not a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday nurse. I guess she's on call or something like that. I'm working as a nurse. Okay. What time, gents? I don't know. 9 pound. I mean, Mike, what time do you think?
7 o'clock Eastern.
That's cool. She's a 12-hour shift nurse.
I'm also addicted to sunflower seeds now.
Really?
I started like on my trip to Montana.
Yeah.
I bought a pack. I hadn't had sunflower seeds in 20 years. And I bought a pack that was salt and vinegar flavor or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just been eating them ever since.
Now, shelled or with the shells?
With the shells, and I got to spit them out.
Yeah, I haven't had those since I was a kid. Now they have them here in Florida, so I have to ask, since you brought it up somewhat. Do they do boiled peanuts in Texas?
No, that's a Georgia thing.
Okay. I have to admit, though, once you went on your show with this god-awful, huge piece of...
Oh, the pork rind?
Yeah, pig fat, basically.
No, pig skin, not pig fat.
Pig skin with the fat on it.
No, there's no fat on it.
It's just skin?
Just chicharrones, yeah.
Oh.
They're huge.
Yeah, but can't be good for you.
There's no carbs.
No. You sure when they pull
100% sure.
When they pull the skin off the pig, isn't the fat attached to the underside of the skin?
It's scraped off. That's what they use lard.
Oh. You showed those and it's like, oh my God, he's not going to eat that thing.
100% protein.
Yeah, I'm into 100% protein, but I don't know, man. I don't think I could do that.
And they come in different seasonings. Like I like the spicy ones. They're like if you're on a diet and you're doing like keto or Atkins or whatever, and you want that crunch, like you crave potato chips.
Yeah.
Chicharrones are amazing.
Yeah, I always thought they were fat. They were just pure fat.
Now they have something called fatback, which is it comes in like a strip that's got the skin and the fat, and then it's fried until it's absolutely crispy. But then you get like the greasiness or whatever from the fatback. I'm not a big fan of fatback, but
okay. All right, I have to look for it because I'm sure they have it here. Ask Deldon what he thinks about towns in Pennsylvania.
People in the founders of Pennsylvania had some issues because there are towns called Blue Balls. There are towns called Intercourse. I mean, come on. Did they just not ever get laid in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, just took an hour.
We're going down the Hershey Highway. We're going to stop in Blue Ball and Intercourse.
Oh, boy. Hey, I should go. It's probably the only time I'll get any.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. That was a perfect opportunity. I just gotta make that button faster to get at. All right, Jerry, 2. I wasn't sure if you were still gonna do it, so okay. I will make the ad for tomorrow at 2. All right, so any other questions for Del? The 9-pound hammer. It looks like we have succeeded with everybody's help in the chat. We are going to have the emergence of Deldon, the 9-pound hammer. We're going to get him out of seclusion, back behind the desk, chewing his sunflower seeds, spitting out the shelves while he's auctioning items. With his luck, he'll get a nice little piece right there in the camera.
That's funny. The comeback tour.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Mike, email that to me so I get that. I like that. All right. So anything else you wanted to touch on? Sideshow Bob's not Sideshow Bob. What is it?
Baseball Bob.
Baseball. I'm sorry. He's not there, right?
Not right now.
Okay.
The
Ducos, Pennsylvania.
What was I was gonna say something. And now I can't for the life of me remember.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We have succeeded. I hope you learned a little more about the 9-pound hammer that you didn't know, because, I mean, I did. And that's what it's all about. That's why I do the shows like this, to put an aim with the face so everybody can say, like Shady, now I'm going to have to talk to her one day and find out what her story is. Because I'm all into putting a name with the face, because you could talk to people in the chat only for so long and say, I wonder what this person's really like. So
I'm still very single.
there you go.
If there's any ladies who desire my companionship.
Shady says, Paul, you'll fall in love with me.
What?
Shady says, Paul, you will fall in love with me.
Uh-huh.
My profile is my face. Two hip chicks. Thank you very much, Dawn. I learned that Disney dollars are not going to help me retire. Great. Does he have a 9-pound hammer? I don't know. That's a personal question, Melanie.
I guess you'd have to go on a date with me and find out.
Right. Buying space. Paul is married, but he's not dead. That's an old thing I used to use, but that's, you know. You on our ceiling at night. I see you before I fall asleep. The 9-pound hammer. All right, we're going down a rabbit hole here, like you said. Um,
Oh,
so,
Melanie's in Denton. Huh.
oh, that's right, Melanie is in. There's a lot of people in Texas, a lot of people in Florida. You show your hammer on the first date.
No, I do not.
Oh,
I do not.
Victoria, are you chewing ice again? You know, when I first met her on the chat, of course, like I meet everybody just on the chat. Her and Larry were talking about her chewing ice, and I said, "Are you frustrated, sexually frustrated?" She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, that's why they talk about people that chew ice. They're sexually frustrated." And I guess she had never heard that before. Arrangements can be. Oh, there you go, Melanie. But I am married. But hey, if you have a 9 pound hammer, arrangements can be made. What time is it? It's 5:30. I guess it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock somewhere. Damn, you people get right to the point. No buffing around anything. I never chew ice. All right, Mike. I don't either. Too afraid I'll
I
break.
see all these married women flirt with me, but no one wants me to themselves. So
Hey, Mick, how are you? Oh my God, Shay, are you pimping him out? Oh boy.
well, Shady was supposed to find me a wife several months ago, and she has failed to even bring any candidates to my door. So she is a shitty headhunter when it comes to finding me a woman.
Oh boy.
Oh God, Mike. Oh my Jesus.
Wow. Well, all right. I'm gonna end it here. I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully this won't be the last time, other than the auction, because I did learn a lot about you and you know how you got into this and stuff. I thought was really cool, and I love the idea about the flea market space and you know all that other stuff you do, which is pretty cool. So hopefully we can get you back on YouTube, get you doing auctions, and get you excited about it again.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, we'll do it. It'll be good. It'll be a good thing. We'll make sure we all have some libations and some fatback or chicharrones, whatever they are, and we'll have a good old time. All right. With that, everybody, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for staying in the chat. Thank you for all your comments. Observed some of them were. Thank you very much. And please watch out because I'll advertise the auction and hopefully everybody will attend. And if you are near Deldon and his store, go in, source, buy some stuff, support other resellers that are in here with you. Thanks to YouTube for not shutting us down. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I won't have this one monetized, huh? But anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. It needs to TOS and Paul some pork rinds. Oh, I can find them. I'm sure. But thank you, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to be on early with Jerry doing an auction since I don't have a guest. We'll be doing an auction of probably some media items. So with that, everyone, thank you very much.